these things matter. What was your reaction when you were told you made the roster?
Oh man, my reaction, I cried hysterically. So I picked up the phone. As soon as I saw Jill Ellis's name on my phone, immediately just like goosebumps, a rush
Right.
of just so many different emotions just came within me. And then picked up the phone. She's just like, "Hey Jess, hey Jill, how you doing? I'm
Okay.
good. How are you?" You know, and I'm trying to like speak fast, like, "Okay, can you get to it?" And so just waiting for that answer. And she's like, "Do you want your answer?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "You're going to the World Cup." And I just melted. Thank God I was sitting down because I just melted into this chair and tears just poured down. It's probably just an ugly cry. Like if someone was watching me, they'd be like, "Ew."
It's
But it was
worth it.
just
It's
like,
worth it.
oh, so worth it. And so at the end of the conversation, you know, obviously she was hearing me cry and, you know, she just told me straight up, like, "Jess, this is why this is one of my favorite parts of my job is just hearing this reaction. This is amazing. Congratulations. Go hug your son. Go tell your family, and I'll see you at the World Cup." And that just made me cry even more and hung up the phone and
Yes.
cried another hour. And I was finally able to contain myself and be able to tell my family and closest friends.
How do you balance? What's the equilibrium like when you, what happens in the morning when you wake up as a boxer and a model? It's like two polar opposites, but you make it work.
Yeah.
How do you make it work?
I mean, it works because I think that I've modeled because of boxing.
Okay.
Because like, you know, I started boxing 5 years ago and then I just started modeling, I guess, professionally like a year ago. So,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a balance, but it works out. Like, when I'm not traveling for boxing, then I do like casting calls and I audition
Nice.
for stuff, or I'll do like photo shoots. But when I'm traveling for boxing, like boxing is my number one priority over like pretty much everything, except for my family. I'll try to do that, but boxing is my number one priority.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, talk about discipline.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have a favorite move?
Probably my right hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna show me a little something?
Well, I'm holding my phone, but that's it right there.
Oh, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what do you say to yourself? Like, do you say, like, what are your mantras?
I'm actually my mantra is it's a good day to have a good day. So I really just think like every day, like it
I
doesn't
saw
matter.
it on your website.
Yeah, it's just a good day. Like every day is gonna be a good day for me because I'm gonna make it that. Even if it's not about to be, I'm gonna make it a good day.
What was your major in school first?
Communications.
Communications. How did you get into sports?
I'm from a half sports, half academics family. So my Diddy, which is my dad, he played football in college. So the sports thing kind of came naturally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, but were you like seven, like shooting hoops in
Oh,
the bed?
yeah. I mean, I probably had one in the crib, but I was probably 7, 9, something like that, something young because I can remember, like at 11 years old, I started playing like on an AAU team seriously. Yeah.
Well, so that means I can't play you. Huh.
Oh, like one on one.
Don't
Yeah,
laugh
no,
because I had a twist in my hair. You think I'm girly?
oh, you used to play a little ball. You used to do a little something.
No, I didn't. But you
Oh,
know, I
okay.
learned fast. I
I was about
learned
to
real
say I'm not gonna knock it if you used to do a little
fast.
something.
Nah, I'm a little bit. I'm real like 5'4" little.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, hoop dreams.
I can really deck and dive, but I'll try it. Moment did you see an inspiring person? When was the moment that you knew that this was what you wanted to do with your life?
It had to be the first game of the season. You know, when I walked out of the tunnel this year, against University of Denver, that's when I felt that I had arrived. You know, I
Yes.
felt it like and all day, like I had like, the butterflies in my stomach. I couldn't really sleep. You know, I was really anxious. But, when I walked out and for the first time, in the 2018-19 season, they introduced Anisha Curry as a men's basketball Division I coach. Yeah, I had it. I felt it, and and it was nice, when my head coach during the national anthem, he patted me on the back because you know you can get emotional, you know,
Right.
and you know my players was like looking at me like, way to go, coach, because they understand it too.
So let's get into, oh, I'm gonna have some fun with you in a second. When did you know inside, deep down? Because we talked about you getting to that point and saying, you know what, I can really do this. But when was the moment, the spark, the fire inside of you that let you know, I'm gonna pursue this. This is what I'm gonna do with my life.
It was, I would definitely say it was twice. I had fallen off the first time. The first one was that I actually got to college. I said, if this doesn't work by senior year, I'm out. I'm going corporate. Yeah, I gave myself a timeline. I was like, if this doesn't start making some waves, doing something by senior year, I am out. And then it did. So I was like, all right. But before that, I actually had gone through a period of burnout, probably for a year, where I didn't work on the company at all. I actually passed the work off to someone else. Like I still stayed with my athletes, like helped them through, but I was taking on less clients, and I was actually not very involved because I was so burnt out. I did a high school tour. I did a high school tour in Jamaica, and I actually did a lot. I just did way too much. I took on way too much, way too early. Burnt myself out. I was destroyed at the end of it. I couldn't look at my company for a whole year. I decided I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to help athletes, but I'm not going to put anything into it. So no social media, nothing. So that's when I actually created that 5-step program. It's because I was tired. It's not because like, oh, I was like, this definitely works. I was just tired. Like, I was just like, all right, let's get them out in 5 weeks. Let's just do this in 5 weeks. And it ended up being the best thing I ever did for my company, creating that 5-week program. But at the end of that year of being burnt out, where I just didn't want to do anything with my company, I actually, I called one of my mentors, and he was just like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Haven't heard from you. And I was like, yeah, I haven't really been doing anything with my company. And he was just like, who am I talking to? And I was like, it was me. He's like, this is not the person that I met. This is not the person with the fire. This person is not it. Who is this girl? He was like, it was tough love. He was like, you got to get it together. You have to know this is your purpose. Don't do it halfway. You got to do it 100%. So that conversation happened that Monday, and by that Wednesday I was in Jamaica. So I bought a one-way plane ticket. I was out, like I was in the States, went to Jamaica, and I was just like, all right, let's get it back together. This is my purpose. This is what I'm going to pursue. Come hell or high water, come hook or the crook. I am going to do this because this is what I was called to do. Nobody can do this better than I can. Nobody has the vision that I have for this. So there's no passing this company off to someone else. It's me. Like, I can build a team, but to give my vision to someone else, nobody's going to execute. Nobody's going to go hard for these athletes like I'm going to go hard for these athletes. Nobody's going to say what needs to be said on behalf of these athletes. So that's when that plane ticket, so that plane ride to Jamaica, it was probably about 6 hours. I was just like, all right, it's time to get back to work. So I went to Jamaica. I took some time to kind of like collect myself and get myself together. And I have been since, like, I haven't stopped since.
Yay, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Anika McPherson, high jumper, 2016 Olympian, 3 times USA champion, and 11 times USA national team member. Ooh. When was the first moment that you felt freeze on and you knew that this was what you wanted to do for the rest of your life?
Wow. I would say there was a track meet in San Antonio, Texas. And my coach, Orr Smith, like one of the best coaches out there in Port Arthur, Texas. She was the track and field coach. And they actually won state a few times. And I won state my freshman year under her care. So we were in a gift shop, and we had a track meet the next day. And we were just walking around. And she came up behind me, and she was just like, Anika, you know that you're a world-class athlete, right? And I get it right now. And I just like took that to heart, and I didn't know exactly what she meant because I wasn't even thinking on that level at that time. But when she said that, I felt it, and it resonated with me so well. Like I still feel it right now. And it's gonna make it tear up. But And the next day, I jumped the national freshman record.
Woo!
And like just having someone like that believe in you to that extent, and you're nothing but like 13 years old being called a world class athlete. I felt like I had to own up to that, and to this day I thank her for that.
So it's such a pleasure to have you on here. I see you are kicking ass.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm
Yes.
home, I'm relaxing now, so I feel good.
Oh my goodness. I am looking through your Instagram and I'm seeing that you've been in France, in Italy. Like, come on, give us all the juicy details about what it's like being a professional volleyball player.
I just got back from France, yeah. I played there for like 8 months. I was there since August. And then I was in Italy before that. So it's a lot of being away, and it's a lot of like traveling and knowing new people and being uncomfortable. But in the end, it's like, it's really rewarding. So I like it. It's cool.
On your days where you're feeling not your best self, or, you know, it's frustrating, or maybe the weather's bad and you just have to talk yourself into things, what are some of the mantras that you say to yourself to get yourself going?
I try to remember that I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the entire part of, that's what professional volleyball is. You have to be, you have to be comfortable with things that suck. And just knowing that not everyone can do what I'm doing, and that's for a reason. Like, it's hard.
Absolutely.
Giving myself a break, because I'm very hard on myself when it comes to performance and how I do things. And I just have to remember that you're human and you just have to relax and stay calm.